Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back. Bike. You
Hmm.
know, we was out for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? We got family stuff going on. We can't always be present, but when we here, we gonna make the best of it. And so today on today's this beautiful Saturday morning in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, at the STP studio on Donuts with Doug. It's this is like an ongoing theme. Like people that come in here, they have their hands tied into multiple things. It ain't just one thing. When you're big out here, when you're expanding, you in multiple lanes. You know what I'm saying? You in the hove lane, you in the fast lane, you in the slow lane. We just take it all over. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
And we have another one of those guys that's just in multiple lanes right now. He's a part of a whole conglomerate of Ford Entertainment. You know,
For sure.
you know, with that you got management,
Hmm.
you got events, you got the
Hmm.
wisecracks.
Talk your talk.
You know what I'm saying? You got a 200-man stand.
Yeah.
Let me see what else I can run down. Just off the top of my head, it's a freestyle episode. You ain't even got.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I mean, and when battle rap.
Hello.
So that's why I'm freestyling off the top of the head. I'm just rattling off information.
Right.
You know, podcasting,
Hmm.
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, for sure.
And on today's podcast, we got. See, I don't like people. I don't like calling people by their government. You know what I'm saying? But on today's podcast, we have Chris Rhone, aka CMR.
Yes,
I
sir.
got, I got, I got to say it like, oh, CMR.
Yeah, yeah. That are. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
CMR.
For sure, for sure.
This is my guy. Shout out to old man. And
Yeah, man.
man, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you originally from Nashville, or where are you from?
Man, I'm actually from St. Louis,
Okay,
Missouri. Born and raised 16 years.
okay,
I kind of popped around. After that, I moved to Cincinnati for about four, 4 or 5 years.
might have been up there the same time. I was at NKU. That's like right over the bridge.
Right
Yeah.
there, right there. Yeah, I was in Price Hill. If you,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure, for
yeah.
sure. So, then moved to Madison, Wisconsin, which is a very big culture shock, let's to say the least, for sure.
Right.
And after 5 years, and I moved to Nashville, and I've been out here like 13 years now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah. So, what is it about Nashville that drew you here that, eventually made you want to call this home? I mean, after 13 years, you can pretty much say, yeah, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Nashvilleian. So,
Yeah.
what was it about Nashville?
Well, actually, man, the reason, and we're gonna keep it real, we're gonna get personal and everything on here. Y'all gonna learn about the boy today.
Okay.
So when I moved, I moved because my sister actually lived down here.
Okay.
Shout out to her, Kanisha. And she was working at that time, working at Belmont for the Titans and for TSU.
Okay.
She's another. It might be in our blood to kind of dabble in
She
different
she
things.
might need to be on the podcast too. She
Yeah, you need to
doing
holler at sis. It's,
yeah.
it's definitely. She works for the Dismas House right now.
Okay.
So shout out to them as well. But at that point, I think my mom, an award winning journalist. Or
Wow.
I don't like saying was, she is, because
Is
you still have the award. You know what I mean?
right.
And during not even a recession, but there was a recession as far as like newspapers. You don't see newspapers
Right.
just as much
Print
as you do. You know what I mean? So
print media.
they cut back. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of people and stuff like that. And she happened to be a casualty.
Mm.
And that kind of hit a little different. So and at that point in my life, I was going through um some legal trouble, you know what I'm saying? And a breath of fresh air, a change of scenery was necessary.
Okay.
It wasn't uh mandatory, you know what I'm saying, but it was just the best look. And ultimately I get to be around, the two women in my life that mean the most to me and have my best interest. So as far as coming down here initially, that was the main thing. You know what I mean? And what made me stay, um, I would say that out of all the places that I've lived, Nashville, and it wasn't easy. Let's just make that clear. But Nashville was the place that I was able to plant my flag and set my feet in the sand
Right.
and get comfy in here. You know what I'm saying? Make a name for myself, and just become a man basically. I was a man before. Clearly, I was 25 when I moved here. But it's another level. I reached another level of life at that point. So it was the entertainment industry that embraced me and made me want to try to elevate the city. Like I knew then and know now the city's potential. And I feel like, you know, with what I do or what I can bring to the table or the passion or certain ideals that I may have, I feel like I can just nudge it just a little bit, you know what I mean?
Right.
In different fields and stuff. So that was my MO, and that's what got me to stick down here.
So going back to St. Louis, was there anything in your childhood that drew you to the music industry or entertainment industry? Like, did you participate in talent shows coming up, or
Oh man.
trying to DJ, messing up everybody, messing people's needles up and stuff like
Right,
that?
all
Or
that, all that. I would say my inspiration from music, more specifically than entertainment, I would say is it's a nod to my parents. I mean, it's kind of hard, like as a young black man growing up in America, when you have your when you have your parents, predominantly your mother, every Saturday morning like clockwork, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna hear some Anita Baker, you're gonna hear some, what I'm saying, some Commodores, some, what I mean,
yeah,
right, some Sade, something like that, what I'm saying? So that kind of opened up the door, like it just opened up my ears. I just fell in love with music. I know my mom tells a story of when I was a kid, to get me to calm down or to turn me up, depending on what the song was. She would put the speaker to her stomach,
mm,
and it would be like a calming thing for me. So just my attachment to music, I'm not a rapper, never been. What I mean, wanted to get into producing a little bit, just never pressed that button for whatever reason. And yeah, just I would say my parents' love of music and that being, predominant in my life, uh, as being the reason for that. Did band,
okay,
what I mean, couldn't read music. What I'm saying? Like, I definitely was playing by sound for sure, for sure, for sure. Which takes some kind of a level of talent to do, if I must say so
that's some
myself.
some left brain
Yeah, for
type
sure,
stuff.
for sure, for sure. So I would definitely say those that the reason why the main reason would be because my family's influence. My sister also was in the band growing up as well, so um, yeah, it was just instilled in me. I have musicians in my family and stuff like that. Um, and I was already good at networking. So at a certain point, you kind of get to a point in your life where you're like, especially if you didn't go to college, you know what I'm saying? Which I did, but I didn't graduate. So you have that moment of, what am I really good at and how can I maximize it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just turned to a brainstorming moment, and then me deciding that I'm like, man, I'm really good at networking. Like, I can network my way through anything, I feel like.
I feel like a lot of people take networking for granted, and
Hmm.
they don't understand it's an art and science to it.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
like you got some people that think networking is just talking, but no, it's
Mm-mm.
also getting information as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way that you approach people. You can't just you know bogart your way into a conversation, but
Mm-mm.
you gotta find a common ground and then work from there.
For sure.
So, like I said, a lot of people, don't know that it's an art and science to networking.
Mm-mm.
Um, Growing up, you had both parents in the household. I know you mentioned the sister. You had other siblings out, besides.
I do. I do. My parents, well, they separated at like 14, but I ended up leaving St. Louis at 16. So, you know what I mean? That there was a little filler area right there. But yeah, my sister is my older sister. Like I said, it's Kenesha. And then I have a baby sister. It's kind of funny because my older sister is 9 years older than I am. And my baby sister is, just take a guess. Just random. Just take a guess how much younger she is than me.
About 15 years.
20.
I mean, I get it. My older sister, she passed away in 2020.
Mhm.
She was 20 years older than me. So I
Yeah,
understand. I'm right
right.
there with you.
Mm,
It's not a shock to me.
yeah, for
You know what
sure,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just being able to, it was always an issue because of the age thing on both sides, as far as trying to connect naturally. You know what I'm saying? Outside of being, this is my blood, it's my sisters, my siblings and everything like that. There's a huge age difference from being 20 years older than somebody and then 9 years younger than somebody, because those are two total different generations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So two total different decades almost. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's you have to, in order to really tap in, like you really have to tap in. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be like, you have to put work at it in order to make it work.
So, do you find yourself being the second daddy?
Oh
That's
man, it's crazy. Because of the age difference with my younger sister. Her My dad basically, he remarried, or even before he remarried, they got married on her first birthday, I believe. It was a really big thing. It was a great wedding and a great reception. One of the funnest times I've ever had in my life, for sure, for
okay.
sure. Um, and but just that having that age gap, and also my father at that point was living in still living in St. Louis.
Okay.
But his wife, or soon to be wife, or whatever, basically at that point, um she was in the medical field. She's a doctor. So I think she got maybe a job offer in Texas or something like that, first. And I think that she moved down there first, and then he followed and stuff like that. So it was a big gap as far as distance and being able to see her and stuff like that. So traditionally, you want to try to have the as healthy of a relationship as possible. You know what I'm saying? By just being around as much as possible, or having conversations about any and everything. But it was extremely hard because of how young she was and how far away that she was. So now that she's 18 now, or I'm sorry, 17, about to be 18. That she I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry, Sarah. She's 18. So so yeah, so just with like recently, we've started working on our bond a lot more. And to see the woman that she's becoming is like, it's mind blowing to me. Like, I remember our very first picture, like she's like tiny, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and all that. So um I especially since my father is gone now. He passed away 6 years ago on Christmas, I think.
Mm,
And so,
sorry to hear that, bro.
yeah, yeah, it kind of it would have stuck, in general, but it definitely sticks because it's on a holiday. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So, but but with just her, we've been able to kind of bond a little bit more recently than we have over the previous years. So it's something that I'm actively working on. Anybody that knows me knows how much my sisters mean to me, um, because I am the only brother. So it's really important to me to definitely just to stay tapped in with both of them for sure, for sure. But I try to be a big brother more so than a father figure for her. I think that's kind of something that she needs.
right. And with dealing with that aspect in your life, being a big brother, to your sister, how do you think that's played into what you do now as, management and things like that? Because it's almost like just for my own experiences,
Mhm.
you when you take on management role, you might be the big brother or,
Right.
this advising, this wise counsel for someone.
Hmm.
So how do you think that just that relationship has played into what you do now?
I think that it is definitely a connection. My younger my younger sister Sarah, I would, kind of say her relationship or my relationship with her is kind of similar to or helped me a little bit with dealing with Squeak, Triple Play Squeak. You know what I'm saying? She was definitely like one of our first projects. And so coming up with her and being able to see her grow in this industry is kind of like seeing my little sister grow just in life. And just having to give her, we've had plenty of conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like Squeak has seen me at my most fragile, like, you know what I'm saying, like tears, like she's like it's a very tight and deep relationship, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Sarah, like she's seen that side of me as well. Now y'all listening out there, y'all and I'm not gonna see me just crying just randomly, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean, if it means something to me, you'll know, you know what I mean.
But as you get older, you start crying for no reason
It
anyway.
happens.
Yeah.
It
It,
happens.
it ain't mean that you're selfish. It's just like your humanity has increased in your life, and
Oh, for sure.
you've made it past this 21, this 25. You then got to
Mhm.
30, and then it's like you start appreciating stuff. So when you
Oh,
see
man.
stuff on TV, it just hits you a little bit harder than
Mhm.
when you was out here. You was a young buck. You was out here wilding.
Wilding out, wilding
So
out.
yeah, I understand. Don't
Mhm.
don't shy away from crying, but everybody ain't supposed to see you cry.
Eh,
Just
that's a gem right
yeah.
there from Doe. Y'all better y'all better put that in y'all pockets, I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, it's, just in general, like, that bond, because like I said, I didn't wasn't able to grow with her like I would have liked. So the same thing with Squeak initially. I didn't necessarily know her like that. That was her and Otis had known each other for years. You know what I'm saying? And once he found out that she rapped, because he had no idea, he brought her to me and Leo. And shout out to my guys, by the way. And she they we had to talk about it, a little powwow, and we decided once we heard her rap, it was like, what's what we talking about? Like, why haven't we been done this? Like,
Right.
she was that impressive. And so, it just made us go to another level as far as just tapping in with her, tapping in with our business, and even just tapping in on the brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like, Otis has sisters, Leo doesn't have sisters, you know what I'm saying? But just to have that, and it's crazy because they're actually related, Leo and Squeak. Just found this out like
Wow.
within the past couple of years. But yeah, that it I would say that that was the big thing. You know what I mean, as far as just that connection and finding out, you know, that I could take the experiences that I did have, you know what I mean, with my little sister, and then apply it with Squeak. And it went hand in hand. It was natural.
Right.
And it wasn't forced. So
And to go back to St. Louis, because a lot of people don't realize that St. Louis is a music city. I
mhm.
mean, it has a lot of history coming out. Whether you stop at the 2000s with people like Nelly, Jaquan,
Mhm.
Chingy,
Chingy, yeah.
Huey,
Right.
that whole movement. Um, Growing up there, what were the influences as far as music before? Like I said, these people that was brought out to the
Mhm.
national scene. Because I remember Domino. I don't know
Domino,
if
here
he.
we go,
Here
here
we
we go.
go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Domino was he was the young buck of St. Louis. Like he was the first person to go mainstream with the radio push, with the visuals on MTV, BET. Like he brought a light, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, to St. Louis,
And
so
I
that
want
Nelly was able to be.
right. I want to interject because I think that the first time St. Louis was actually shouted out on a record was DJ Quick, just like Compton. He was
Mm,
talking about all these places that he would tour, and he feel like,
hmm.
man, it's just like my neighborhood. So
Right.
for somebody like DJ Quick to recognize your city as
One of
one of
those.
those. I
Hmm.
mean, it might be in a negative light, but it still brought some type of light to your city.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, it you know, and it's crazy because even with him making those kind of, or making a song like that, like it's facts. Like, me and O talk all the time about how St. Louis has stuck it for whatever reason. I mean, I kind of know the reason, but it's always stuck in the top 5 of, the murder capitals of the country. You know what I mean? You're always gonna have a St. Louis, you're gonna have a Memphis, you're gonna have a New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have uh um certain spots around Detroit, you know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, like ever since I've lived there, like it's I can guarantee you St. Louis has not been out of the top 10 as far as that statistic is concerned.
Mm,
And that's just it's just crazy to sit back and think about it because not many people made it out of that situation.
right.
No matter whether they were active, what I'm saying, in the streets, or whether they weren't. It was a lot of kids, or a lot of civilians in general, that were knocked down to gun violence or domestic violence or anything like that. And it just put a bad stigma on the city as far as that was concerned. But we were always able to kind of push through with our love for our sports teams. You know what I mean? Like the hood and the burbs is going to embrace the Cardinals and the
I
Blues
don't
and
even
the
want to get into your sports teams, and one in particular.
man. Hey, I
And I will say this
it goes
because,
unspoken.
and I hate to get off subject, but I will say this because growing up, I'm from Paducah. We right there. We may be like 2.5, 3 hours from St. Louis, so
Right,
it's natural for us to be St. Louis Cardinal fans.
right, for sure.
Cool.
Hmm.
So y'all got the Rams bike,
We had them.
and for a while, that was during the time that I moved to Nashville or became a Tennessee Titans fan.
Mm, man, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I'm just yeah, okay. I had my moment.
Yeah,
But yeah,
what a time to be alive, by the way.
yeah. Y'all had at first y'all had the football team, right? The
Hmm.
You had the wasn't
Yeah, the Cardinals,
Cardinals.
right?
Okay.
We had the Cardinals originally, and I was maybe a baby at that
Yeah.
point. You know what I'm saying? And when they came back to St. Louis, I may have been like maybe like 11, 10 or something like that. So it was like, oh, okay.
And y'all started winning. Y'all had this guy named Kurt Warner.
Oh man.
You had this running back called Marshall Falk. You had
Marshall.
these dynamic wide receivers.
Whew.
Tor Golly. I don't even want to
Man,
get into how.
side note, have y'all ever seen Torrey Holt's finger?
Mm-mm.
Oh, when you get a chance, if you're watching this pod, go Google Torrey Holt and just go Google his finger. It's kind of grotesque. He's a wide receiver, and he was catching a lot of bullets from Kurt Warner, and his finger is now. And I don't know why he didn't get it fixed. He's clearly has the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's deformed for sure. So
Do you think they gave him an advantage?
No, because I think it happened post career.
Okay,
you know what I'm
post-career,
saying?
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like, but I think enough. That's like kind of like Brett Favre. Like Brett Favre used to split his receivers' webs. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine how much that hurts?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you throwing the ball that hard where you split the web on somebody's hand. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, we go back to St. Louis and the influence. I named a couple of people that came out. Of course, the biggest name is Nelly.
Shout out to bro.
Nelly Mo. And he brought his whole clique with him.
St.
Lunatics, Jaquan, Pretty Willie. Man, Pretty Willie was hard, bro. People don't even remember Pretty Willie, man.
Oh my God, I got to go download some Pretty Willie. As soon as I leave here, he just took me back, y'all. Y'all listen, Pretty Willie was like, who can we compare him to?
Because I feel like he took Nelly had the sing song type vibe,
right?
But Pretty Willie kind of took it to
another level. Right.
And
is it like a Tory Lanez type, or like a?
I would say Tory with a little bit of my guy in Houston. I can't remember this. If I wouldn't have said nothing, he's with Travis Scott. I think I had enough of me. I can't think.
Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Anyway, right. He had
that flavor, yeah, no, for sure. If you were interested in the chick and you ain't wanted to think you was too soft or nothing like that, bro, you play that Pretty Willie. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, you can play that right. It's gonna go right now.
Right.
I gotta download this when I get in the car.
Wow.
But yeah, no, like it's crazy, man. Like the St. Lunatics, like they their first single was called "Give Me What You Got," and that's what got Nelly on. They were playing it like I missed the nostalgia of growing up as a kid and going to the skating rink as the turn up. You know what I'm saying?
The basically the skating rink that they are named after. It's called what the
Palace. Is it the Palace? No. Oh man, it was two of them. It was the Palace and something else.
I thought it was called it was something that was pertaining to the name of the St. Lunatics. I don't remember. Let me not get into it because I'm like when it comes to like hip hop history, like that's my thing.
Gems. Yeah. The boy got a deep brain. I mean, on that for sure. And like the turn up back then of that, you know what I'm saying? Like just that whole skating ring, like if y'all listen to that song now, you can it's a sample, you know what I'm saying? So you can understand why it was like a big thing and why it radiated to so many people. Like it was catchy. Nelly had a legendary verse on it, you know what I'm saying? And he could have done the fake thing of, when I think it was Columbia, I believe, came to him and took the deal for himself, but he was like, "Nah, we gotta get Ali, Murphy, slow down." You know what I'm saying? The whole K1, we gotta get all of them as a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put out some solo projects because that's what y'all want. Y'all see me as the most marketable person. Cool, but I'm not going nowhere without my game.
Man, he even put on his hype man, the dude that dancing with the
Yeah,
mask.
slow down.
Yeah, he even out
Yeah,
there.
he
You
out
know what I'm
there hitting
saying?
it too, No, for sure. It was definitely a vibe, man. But them being the first ones, like I, it's crazy. One of my last big memories of living in St. Louis is no, actually, damn, that's crazy. I went back. I went back within the first year.
Okay.
I either went back in the first year or I was just about to leave. One or the other. Don't hold me to it, y'all. I'm sorry. So I went. It's a spot in St. Louis called U City. If you listen to Nelly, he
Yeah.
references a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hip. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, it's legendary. You go down there, you go to Blueberry Hill, you can go to all kind of different spots. The movie theater, you know what I'm saying? It's got a Starbucks, it's got all kind of stuff down there. But I went down there randomly, and there was this shoe store. It wasn't a Foot Locker. I think it was just like a personally owned shoe store or something like that. And there was a whole bunch of like barricades.
I'm gonna interject because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people from Paducah gonna know what I'm talking about. When people used to go up to Gus's in St. Louis to bring back all the flavor.
Mm.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all just go to people used to go from Paducah,
Yeah.
go up to Gus's, come back with all they
Mm-mm-mm.
jump fly. Like where you get this from? Don't even worry
Don't
about
even
it.
worry about it, bro.
And then they go in to see a lot of people don't realize uh St. Louis was part of that grill culture too before Texas
Mm.
jumped off with it because
Yeah.
I had a lot of partners from back home that go to St. Louis, come back with the slugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure, for sure. It was definitely the vibe.
Yeah. So I when you said about that boutique store, that made me remember
Remember about
Gus's.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But
Gus's was definitely a fly spot. In this spot in particular, they had all these barricades set up, and it was kind of like a small crowd at that point around. So I'm like, what the hell going on over here? So I go over there, and there was like some sort of luxury car parked kind of on the side. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kind of like keep my attention on that because I'm like, there's got to be some kind of correlation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's somebody in there. And so I just, held on for a second, and boom, out pops Ozzy Smith. My childhood, like
but
just big dog.
busting flips in the infield.
Oh my God!
Come on,
Listen,
man,
man,
legendary.
legendary. That's my goat shortstop. Shout out to Jeter and everybody. But
Man, but even if we just stay on that conversation for a while, like at that time, the Cardinals was like black. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying? Like you
God,
had
yeah.
Ozzie Smith, Vince Coleman,
Ooh,
golly, let me
Terry
Pendleton,
Pendleton.
man, like
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I had a Uncle Marvin, my Uncle Marvin, uh, Marvin Maxwell. He used to work at Bush Stadium for a while.
Mm.
So, he come back to the cities, coming back to Paducah, telling us about, all this. Oh, I'm gonna take you up there, nephew, one day. It never happened, but it was just the fact that he would come back and tell us all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, man. And yeah, I understand
Yeah, yeah. It was really my parents that put my obsession with the Cardinals into full drive, like taking me to Cardinals games as a kid on my birthday, and seeing your name on the scoreboard and stuff like that, or they might rent out a part. It's like a part under Big Mac Land, which is named after Mark McGuire. Like a kids like area where they have like birthday parties and stuff like that, and just that, and meeting Ozzy on so many different occasions as a kid growing up, or
Who else? Ray
Ray
Langford.
Langford. Oh
Like I
my
said, like the
God.
Cardinals
They was loaded, boy.
back in the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ray Langford had a sweet swing, man.
Yeah,
He had
like
a real sweet swing.
I'm getting like goosebumps just thinking because like my brother was the baseball person, but
Yeah.
like as a kid growing up, like being that close to St. Louis, but seeing that many black people on the squad that were
Hmm.
like, big names,
Oh yeah.
that was like something to us. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because
man. I almost forgot my mama's biggest crush, Brian Jordan. Oh my God. Her and my sister used to like go crazy over this man. Like I kid you not. Like y'all watching this. Y'all gonna watch this and be like, yeah, yeah. That was their crush. They
yeah,
Cardinals crush.
yeah. So we talk about the influence from the Cardinals, from the music, even up till now. You got well at the time you had people going to the league like Larry Hughes from St. Louis, who
Mm-hmm.
actually stayed home and went to St. Louis University.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bradley Beal coming out of St.
Shout out to
Louis.
Bill.
You got
Jason
Jason
Tatum.
Tatum, which
Darius Miles.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
uh, and even on the music scene now you got Smino, which he's
Mm-hmm.
very like I feel like he's super underrated.
Oh, off the top.
Coming from St. Louis, uh, just that influence of seeing those people blow up. Do you think that it drove your passion to work with artists now? Like just seeing how it could be
Mm-hmm.
and where you could take it, or how you would have done it differently if you
Was in
was
that
in that
situation.
situation.
Right. It's crazy seeing that stuff up close. As a kid, and then even with Cincinnati staying there, there was an artist there named Tuka that had a song called "Down the Way." It was created around like the whole dance, genre and all that. Like do
I
the
mean,
down the
y'all
way.
had
Oh,
y'all
oh,
y'all
yeah. I
the
mean, we
chicken
had the
head,
chicken
head.
head.
So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
so it was a vibe. But seeing like the independent grind, like growing up in these different cities, like I was always intrigued by it. Like, dang, okay, well, how did these people get record deals? You know what I'm saying? Like, or how much money is it actually taking to invest into this? You know what I'm saying? And I always had like different hustles and stuff like that, but that was one of the things that always like just for whatever reason it always just stuck in the back of my mind. um, and it was something that I knew by the age of. I don't want to tell y'all my age. I'm
it's
bougie.
it's all right.
Uh, I want to say by the age of maybe 22, I kind of had an idea that it was going to be something
So about
involved with
5 years
music,
ago.
something
Oh,
like
man,
that, something like that. I mean, I look good to be 38. I'll just say that.
yeah, it
What I mean?
is.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, just seeing that from afar and up close. And it was one of those things like I just had so many questions about it, and I never had a way or an entry into the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like until I moved to Nashville, and one night Um, I went out to Lizzie's shop.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. If y'all listening, y'all from the Ville, y'all know about Lizzie's. You feel me? Which is now Dunks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Gaddy and the Gaddies. And me and actually I went in there, and prior to me knowing them or anything, I met DJ LW and DJ Coop.
Okay.
And you know what I mean, like at that point I kind of had like a small following like online, like as far as just you follow my social media, I'm gonna post some. Oh, tries to tell me it sometimes it's questionable. Like, bro, why you posting that? Well, you know what I mean? Like, like I like to get I like to say or put things out that invoke thought, and it may have a little controversy to it, you know what I'm saying? But I want to hear people's opinions and why they think the way they think, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So just being, just doing that kind of stuff, um, it just put me in a certain position. And so Coop, they kind of, what I mean, like at the end of the night, I ran up on them and I'm like, yo, I like y'all killed it. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time the whole night. I really, what I'm saying, I don't have any experience, but I would love to rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And they embraced me instantly just off of that. And so then that's how I got my
I
start.
mean, but you about six something, so it might have been a little intimidation. Hey, man, we better rock with him, cause yeah, yeah,
6'4",
okay, well,
yeah. I was a little chunkier back then too.
yeah,
So
yeah. So you running up on him looking like a defensive end. So I probably would have rocked with you too. I'm messing with you.
yeah. Nah, man. They basically, they show me so much love out the gate, and I'm forever indebted to them for that. Like I always shout them out, whether it's on social media, in interviews, whatever, for actually being that spark that got me to where I am now.
Man, shout out to Coop and shout out to LW, man. Like I'll say LW is that guy on. I ain't even gonna say on the low, but anytime I send him some music, he gonna instantly put it in
Tap
rotation,
in.
and you know what I'm saying. That's what you want from a DJ. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying. Somebody that's gonna embrace what you do, whether
Hmm.
it's different from what they got going on or it fits
Right.
they situation. It's always dope to have that type of support, and so I want to shout out LW for always rocking with me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like that's been his main thing is the independent artist. And just having that ear for a sound that we're not even, what I'm saying, the majority listener isn't even ready for. But he'll hear it and be like, oh yeah, no, I don't know why they sleeping on this, but we finna push this. Like this
All
is
right.
this is a hit. And then slowly but surely it'll catch on. And it's the same thing. He's cut from that, like Coop is cut from his cloth. You feel me? So just like Coop has that same mentality. You know what I mean? He's always looking for uh like what's popping, you know what I'm saying, what's getting traction, what are the people, gravitating to and all that. So like them boys are just like I couldn't have chose two better people, in my opinion, to link up with at that point. And there were people at that point who were quote unquote bigger than them in the city, but I I'm more of a I like to get to the meat and potatoes. I want to cut the fat out. You know what I'm
Right, right.
saying? All the filler and all that, like all the smoke and mirrors. Like what is this?
What are we doing? What are we
Right,
talking about?
right. Who are you? Like,
Yeah.
what are you made of? Like, and so, just them being quality dudes, like, and being able to tap in with them and their team, like, and they the way they embrace me, like I'll never, it's certain things I don't, I'm big on loyalty. And it's certain things I never forget, you know what I'm saying, and things that I hold very dear to myself. And that's one of them.
And you start off with them,
Hmm.
with Coop and L Dub. At what part of your journey do you intersect with O and Leo and start this whole forward entertainment
Oh
thing of
man.
y'all's? I was gonna
Bear
say,
with me, y'all.
uh
Right?
oh,
Yeah, bear with
we
me, y'all. We finna go down memory lane real quick.
yes sir.
So, okay, so when the quality street music happened with Coop and LW, at a certain point, everybody kind of went their separate ways. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't any hostility or anything like that, but people grow apart. You know what I'm saying? And so at a certain point, I linked up with Beat Knocking Radio.
Mike Wise.
Mike Wise,
Shout out to
Belladonna, you know what I mean?
man. You
Yeah.
talking about like now you making me feel nostalgic because Mike. Mike Wise, my guy. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? From
yeah.
way back.
Yeah, that's big bro for sure. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And he embraced me the same way they did. So it was only right that I'm like, oh no, this that energy that I crave with my people. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh yeah, I'm tapping in with them. And then boom, as soon as I joined the team, I want to say 9 months later, we won an SCA award for Radio Station of the Year. So it was like perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like to link up with them, and they already got their own momentum. They hollered at me because they saw the momentum that I had and made me a part of the team. And for it to work out the way that it did, like it was magical. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
I'm gonna take a second to give them their
Got
flowers
to.
because if we looking at pioneers for what we doing now, podcasting
Hmm.
type stuff, I know it's internet radio, but it's really not that
Too much of a difference.
difference.
Right, right.
But if we talking about personalities in the city that jumped off podcasting or just
Hmm.
internet radio, it got to be my guy Mike Wise and Belladonna,
Yeah, for
which
sure, for sure.
they showed love to me off the gate. And anytime I run into Belladonna, the first thing she gonna do is start singing "Sleepers." It's a song that I had playing on the radio.
Hmm.
Like I said, Mike Wise, I was introduced to him from my homegirl Reality. So, and
Mm.
those people are like two of the first people I met just doing music in
Right,
Nashville
right, right.
was Reality, Mike Wise, just Charlie P, all those type
Shout
people.
out to Charlie P.
But yeah, like when I say pioneers in radio media personalities,
It's
if you go
them
back, it's them. Like
for sure.
from where was they at? Knockout Wings at one point
Hmm.
in time.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, man.
definitely. Was it Knockout Wings or was it it might have been some other spot. I know it was off Jefferson.
I, I,
I don't think
I
it was Knockout Wings, but it was like maybe Caddy Corner or across the street. But
uh,
it was a
yeah, no,
spot.
definitely for sure, for
But
sure.
anyway,
Yeah,
that's besides the point. I'm giving y'all flowers today.
for sure, for sure. Shout out to the whole team, man. Like they embraced me, even with me posting my traditionally controversial content. You know what I'm saying? Like I there was plenty of times where Belladonna had to call me like, "Hey, CMR, I ain't gonna lie to you. You might want to like." Well, first of all, she wants to know like, well, what was you thinking when you? Because she's gonna give you a fair chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, well, what was you thinking when you posted this or whatever? And I'm like, well, I I thought A, B, and C. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes she'd be like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, and she'd stand behind me. You feel me? Like, regardless of you know what I mean? Like, I never got like any like super negative backlash or anything like that, but
She just want to know.
right, you know what I'm saying? Because she's getting calls. Her, Mike Wise, you know what I'm saying? Just everybody over there, like Candy, they getting calls about me, like, yo, what's up with this CMR cat? Like, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of talking, kind of like he got some brass to him, a little boastful, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was feeling myself at the time, you know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure. You know what I mean? I was in what I thought was a really good relationship, you know what I'm saying? And just moving the way that I was in the city, like I was at a really good place mentally. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't anything personal or anything like that. I just like I told you, my method to posting certain things. I like the engagement. So that was my main thing. So, but she always like stood behind me when it came to stuff like that. And Mike Wise, Candy, everybody, you know what I mean, did the same thing. And it's just appreciated. Like, you know what I mean? Because they could have just been like, hey man, you tripping, or try to cut my wings or anything, but
Right.
they weren't on that, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool. After beat knocking, I went to Concrete. Shout out to
Mm.
Capo. So I was doing event reviews, and also, if you are familiar with the Concrete magazine, towards the back there are um, uh, reviews of projects.
All right.
And for almost probably like a year or so, something like that, I was writing write ups for Concrete. And um, kind of like the spark that I got with battle rap started with beat knocking.
Mm.
And it's crazy because I had an ideal because I just had like a real big like itch for battle rap at that point. And I told the owner of Beat Knocking, I'm like, hey man, I got this real good idea. Like I want to try to like start putting these things together. You know what I'm saying? I just need a camera crew. And he was like, okay, I'll get one for you. And the very first thing that I set up was um, Bars versus Sky,
Mm.
which if you're privy to knowing about that, that was a very legendary and momentum changing moment.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying, in the
I wasn't
culture,
I wasn't there,
right?
but I heard about it. I seen it
hmm It
on
was.
various different platforms, and
hmm
yeah, yeah. I think that was the jump start of. I feel like the jump start of battle rap in Nashville,
Yeah.
and I want to actually stay on that point,
Okay.
because we know a little bit about Forward Entertainment. I had O on here.
For sure.
He was able to talk about it and give us a background on everything.
hmm
But when it comes to pioneering things, we can say CMR was a pioneer in battle rap as far as Nashville is concerned.
For sure.
So let's jump into that.
Okay.
Give us, because you said one of the first things you did was set up this Sky and Bars Major battle,
hmm
and where did it go from there?
Actually, just to backstep just a second. Bars reached out to me. Shout out to Bars. He reached out to me one day, and I was working with Beat Knocking at this point, and he was like, "Bro, I need you to come down here and take some pictures of this battle that he was having at the barbershop." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "All right, that's cool. I ain't really tripping." Um, so I went down there, and then when I got there, I'm looking around. I'm like, "So Bars, who's recording this battle?" And he was like, nobody." Then he asked me to do it, and I'm like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This camera is like probably just for taking, like, it was like I don't know, it was like a $200 camera or something like that. Like, it was real, just entry level. Let's just say
Right.
that. And so I was like, yeah, I don't know if I got enough memory on this thing to do that or anything. So what ended up happening was I wasn't able to get the whole battle, but I got bits and clips of it and was able to upload it to my YouTube. And it popped for me, and that was a realization that I had. Like, okay, I want to do this now. You know what I'm saying? I want to put more energy into it, and then boom, that's when the Bars and Sky thing happened. And that translated to there was a dissolve in the relationship between me and Beat Knocking, and the ownership. Um, I'll be transparent. I had a- at that point I was giving them my content.
Mm.
I was giving them the battles to put onto the Beat Knocking channel. You know what I'm saying? And one day I got online, and for some reason everything was gone.
Mm.
And it was replaced with some different content. And I I felt a certain way, and so I contacted the owner of Beat Knocking. Shout out to Micah. And we had a conversation, and he said he really didn't know anything about it, and it just didn't sit right with me because I feel like I put a lot of energy, and that was my first project really with Beat Knocking that was gaining steam.
All right.
Like I had created something called the CMR episodes, which is like a interview based thing, but as far as like getting some steam behind it, it was the battles, and so those views that I had gained from the battles were gone. So I
Mm,
felt like I didn't have anything to show for the effort that I was putting in. So I decided at that point that I was going to go into business for myself and created BYOB, the Battle League,
okay.
Bring Your Own Bars Battle League, and basically finance fully a battle league for 4 years. We had a roster of I want to say maybe 18, which is crazy
Wow.
because
I had no idea.
yeah, I actually got shout out to Capo. I got enough steam. I mean, Capo was involved in my first two events, or my first two battle rap events, and we actually did a joint before the 10-year anniversary party. It was kind of like a combo event. Like we did like 4 battles before the 10-year anniversary at Exit In. And Capo basically, he inspired me and helped me do a lot of different things. But just his partnership at that point meant everything to me, because I was going out on the limb. I didn't really have the support that I felt like I needed at that point. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I made the move for myself. Um, and and I just wanted to bring light to the city. Like the move wasn't about me.
All right.
Um, it was definitely about shining light on the talent within the city. So to be able to get like 18 people, like I was saying, we got them, the majority of them in the Concrete magazine,
Mm,
for episode for an edition of the magazine. And I think there might have been like 16 people or 15 people or something like that, that magazine, that specific one. And it just put me at a certain point. Like it started moving me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And it did what I wanted it to do, which ultimately is shine that light.
all right.
Um, and so just like you not having the knowledge that the roster was that extensive, and all these people, majority, maybe one or two, were from Nashville,
Mm,
like exclusively. So our main thing was to go ahead and try to book, the Nashville talent with people that had names for themselves outside. Some people that may be in Kentucky, or some people that may be from Atlanta or wherever. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? So we were always doing that, and it was a real good vibe. And I actually got sick. Um, I want to say, uh, wow, that's crazy. I got sick even before the league happened.
Mm,
I have Crohn's disease, so I had to have part of my intestine removed. Some years ago, um, but this was right around the time that the league was happening and everything. So there's actually footage of me at our first event, where I look completely different. I'm a shell of myself,
all
super
right.
thin, super frail, and even so much to the point where, by the third round of bars majors battle that night, I had to grab a chair and sit down on
I think I
stage.
remember seeing this footage that you're talking about
Yeah,
on
like
something.
like I was about to pass out. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Like I really didn't have no business being up there, but I was addicted to the grind at that point.
mm,
Um, so um, so yeah, but yeah, I ended up getting sick, towards the third or fourth year of the league. And then my father, that's when I found out he had cancer. And
Mhm.
so I ended up, kind of checking out. And it was, I I was getting slack from our fan base. They don't care about nothing but where the battle's at.
I don't. So you can come in a wheelchair. We said,
Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't care, bro. Like, so, their main thing is content. So I'm
yeah.
like, all right. And that just didn't sit with me. And so I got on my hermit crab stuff, and I tapped out, I threw my hands up, and I addressed my mental health and my physical health. And really didn't um give the fan base or the battlers a heads up or an explanation. Um, and that's a regret of mine today, because I feel like they were owed that. Um, and that's something that, internally I've dealt with. And, I've spoken to, a few people in the culture, some of the battlers and some of the fan base, and just letting them know, well, hey, this was going on. You know what I'm saying? And some of it was on Front Street, and everything. So some people knew. But the main thing was just, was just me at that point, and I had really neglected myself and concentrated on everything that was going on around me. And so that's how we have renegade rap battles now. Shout out to Joe Rilla. He was able to actually, he offered to continue BYOB for me, but me being so naive and saying that I wanted to continue the brand and everything, I'm like, bro, I just need a break. I just want to keep the brand, and I didn't want to hand the reins over to him, which was very selfish of me.
But it's understandable at the same time, because a lot of people that are creative or even business people, these things or these businesses or these ideas become your baby.
Right.
So you just ain't gonna let anybody keep your baby, right?
Right, for
So
sure.
that's the same way in business, and it's hard to, you know, let your baby go to middle school, let your baby go to high school, let your baby go to
Nervous.
college. You know what I'm saying?
Nervous, man.
So that, I mean, that's understandable.
Yeah.
And for the most part, if you have an understanding team, they can understand that too. Like, okay, this is really bro thing. Like,
Hmm.
this is what he hangs his hat on, and let me just give him time to get back to where he need to be.
For sure, for sure. And it's crazy. I was so just crazy that I didn't even have a staff. Everything was me.
So let me
Uh,
time out.
yeah,
So you mean to tell me you got 18, a roster of 18 battlers?
correct,
You are, arranging these events,
correct,
reaching out to these venues, and
correct.
whatever sponsorships,
Hmm.
all by yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm need you check your mental, because
yeah,
you crazy, bro.
yeah. No, for sure, for sure.
Nah,
Yeah,
not
nah,
to get on you like that, but
no. That's real though.
like Jordan had to have Scottie Pippen.
He did.
He had to have Forrest Grant.
He did.
He had to have Ron Harper.
Hmm.
He had to have Tony Kukoc.
Had
He
to.
had to have Phil Jackson.
Hmm.
Can't do this all by yourself. And we
Mm-mm.
crazy because I'm right there with you.
Right.
I'm an Aries. I'm selfish. I'm stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all that.
Right.
I can't let you run. Nah, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm a
You
Taurus, so I'm stubborn. You know what
I'm
I
right there
mean?
with you.
So,
I'm on the cusp. I'm April 19th. So I'm right there.
I'm May 14th,
So
right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was one of those things, man. Like I and what's crazy, Joe Rilla was one of the battlers. Like he was one of the battlers. He definitely he was even more financially inclined to lead the league at that point than I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have a job or anything like that. I was hustling and doing the battle rap. Like, so it was like this man has a full-time job. He got his bag right. And if I would have had the hindsight that I do now, I would have done it. You know what I'm saying?
It all comes with maturity, man.
For
You
sure, for
know,
sure.
like when we in it, we in it, we don't necessarily see every aspect of what we're doing or what impact it's having on other people. We just
Right.
in it and like, yeah, this satisfies me. It
Mm-hmm.
satisfies my ego. But
Right.
we don't see what it's doing to other people around us
Mm-hmm.
when we in it. So when we get a chance to step back, and evaluate the or reevaluate the situation, we're like, okay, I could have did things a little bit better. I could have
Mm-hmm.
had this in place and that in place.
Yeah.
And then when you are really about that life,
Mm-hmm.
you jump back in it
For sure.
and you come with a better mind state, a better, understanding of what you're doing and your purpose of what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. Because as I always state on this podcast, when God gives you a vision, he always puts people in place that reaffirm what you're doing, and why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And probably someone like Jorilla was that person for you to let you know, no, you going in the right direction. Let's
Right.
keep on pumping it. But at the same time, when you got so much going on, you don't see it.
Right. Yeah.
So
And I definitely didn't. And it caused a rift. And this kind of played itself out on social media for everybody to see. You know what I'm saying? And everything. And I mean, that's part that I hate to say it, but that's part of the battle rap culture.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like a
know.
lot of things are gonna play out. Like I don't care if it's the battlers, the league owners, the fans, whatever. Like that's the way we communicate.
I be seeing, you know, uh, owners getting called out in battles.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, bro, my name has been brought up in at least 7 battles.
wow.
Yeah, I've been hit with some hate makers, and some
Yeah.
heat.
You ever be like, hold on, let me go get my bars together. I
Yeah.
got something for y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for
Hold
sure.
on. Come ghost right this.
Man,
Nah, but
look, and I'm talking about and having a best friend like Bars, you know what I'm saying? Like one of my best friends, you feel me? Like I definitely, you know what I mean? Like I actually had a league owner beef with somebody in Memphis,
okay.
uh, which like it was crazy because like one of the solutions was or presented to me was to do a battle. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I don't know, bro. I really don't like this dude for real. Like,
Hmm.
and shout out to AC Dutch. We cool now. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, like, we really weren't seeing eye to eye, like, at all. And it was kind of like a competition thing. Like, he felt certain things about me. I felt certain things about him. And, like my whole thing was trying to build up Tennessee, and he was on just doing him.
All right.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. You know what I'm saying? We just had 2 different visions, and but I've been involved in a couple of uh, uh, situations. You know what I'm saying when it comes to that. And it's almost second nature for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like just with that being the energy in the culture.
And I want to speak to just my love for battle rap, which I'm not like a big enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
Enthusiast. I think I got that word
Yeah,
right.
you did.
But I do watch battles from time to time online,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, this is just for me. Battle rap is the black version of like UFC and MMA to me, because we know that these people, and I would say wrestling, but a lot of black people love wrestling. So,
Right. Shout out, yeah, I rock with
so,
wrestling.
so I wouldn't say wrestling, but definitely UFC, MMA, that type thing, because we
Mm-hmm.
know that these people don't really hate each other per
Right.
se.
Right.
But when we get in that ring,
It's
I'm
competitive.
I'm trying to take your head off,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing that I love the most. Like could we do without like so much negativity? The gun bars, maybe,
Maybe,
but
yeah.
it makes it that more exciting. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it hit
yeah.
different. It hit
You see
different.
how Tay Rock put that together?
Yeah, the
The gun
gun
bar
bar
king,
king. Come on, man. Like he's
man. And,
that.
and with you being from St. Louis, I
Hmm.
know that you have to you see your hometown guy, dang,
Averb,
Averb
Hitman,
and
Hitman
Hitman
Holla.
Holla.
Hmm.
So how does that make you feel on just the personal level with your love for battle rap?
Man, it's a boost to the morale for sure. Because like I said earlier, like a lot of people don't make it out of St. Louis like that for whatever reason, whether they end up locked up, shot, or just in situations, what I'm saying, on drugs, anything. And to see those brothers, what I'm saying, like be able to reach a certain level in the culture, like they're solidified forever.
Yeah, and it's not like these guys are like bottom barrel rap battlers or people that you know
Mm-mm.
these are household names. I mean,
Literally
Hitman is on
wilding
Wilding Out.
out
You
for
know what I'm
sure,
saying?
for
I
sure.
mean, shoot, I might remix me telling my kids to go clean up their room. You know what I'm saying?
Man, with
that's
a remix,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's just. I mean, he solidified and put his stamp in the culture just off of what he does on stage.
For sure, for sure. One of the best performers in entertainment, like is his Hitman. You know what I'm saying? And one of the best wordsmiths. You know what I'm saying? Like Averb has tracks with Sci-Hi. You know what I'm saying? And just so many different people in the industry, and puts out quality. That's another big thing. Like people say battle rappers can't make music. Gotta tap in certain. I'm not
I
gonna
need you
hold
to
you.
go tap in with some bars, major. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Listen, the boy get off. You know what I'm saying? Go down like that bars major power. Just start there and go down the wormhole. I guarantee you'll be happy. For sure, for sure. But and it's crazy because the connection, like bars, is tied in with Averb.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like he's been under, well, not I'm gonna say under, but they've been cool um for 10 plus years now at this point. Like
mm,
he did a tournament in St. Louis, and went crazy on Official. I don't know you even know who Official is, a
yeah.
female. Went crazy on her before she got like real big, and impressed Verb so much that he was like, nah, I'm rocking with dude. You know what I'm saying? And has rocked with him ever since then. Like Verb was just in Nashville for a battle. We had our last battle was bars. Our headline was bars major versus A Ward.
Mm.
A Ward is a Christian battle rapper.
Battle.
You know what I'm saying, from Knoxville, but by way of Kansas City.
I didn't know that he was from Knoxville.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I consider myself tapped in a little bit, but I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
He typically, like he'll typically either have on a Vols hat or a Vols shirt. It's
And
some little gem in there.
maybe that's the reason why I ain't pay no attention to it because anytime I see orange, I kind of close my eyes to it.
Oh man.
Like I don't even see that. But yeah, so maybe that's the reason why.
Yeah, for sure, for
The
sure.
disconnect is there.
Yeah, and yeah, man, like and Verb came down and hosted that battle. He hosted the whole event actually. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So it was just, what I mean, like a full circle moment for me as well, because being from St. Louis and seeing somebody around my age, even though I mean I didn't know Verb growing up or anything like that, but just somebody that's around my age that made it and successful, you know what I'm saying? Like he's been in movies, he's, you know what I'm saying, he's battled Loaded Lux, he's battled Murder Mook. It's the only person one of the only. I think he's the only person to have done that.
And for the people out there that don't understand like the names he just rattled off, we talking
Oh
about
man,
we talking about goats.
Mount
Loaded Lux,
Rushmore.
yeah, he talking about murder boot. We talking about goats here, people. And if you want to go down that wormhole of battle rap,
Hmm.
I suggest you start with just those two people that you name, even
Yeah.
with Hitman Holla, because maybe you seen Hitman on Wild and Out, and you're trying to figure out well how he get famous, where he from. It's
Hmm.
all because of battle rap,
Right.
and I feel like you said, a lot of battle rap gets catches slack or flack because they feel like oh these are the artists that don't make it, but it's actually a whole culture behind what they do. It's not
Oh, for sure.
it's not that man, I'm gonna get off work today and I'm write a couple bars and I ain't gonna like this person today and nah, it's this is their life. Their their well being is based on this event that happens.
Right, for
Or,
sure.
it's almost like a prize fight. It's almost like you training for MMA or
You
UFC
see.
or boxing.
Hmm.
But we just, jousting with words.
Yeah. And who's the nicest with it?
Yeah.
Who got the hands of the words?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like,
The
yeah, like,
hands of the I
yeah,
like that
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. It
and
like
shit like
no shit like that.
that.
Bang bang.
Dang.
Nah, and it's crazy. Like, yeah, like take a walk down that wormhole, and I mean, you can kind of know how Hitman and Averb have had a battle that's like legendary. It has a legendary ending. That is probably the second biggest moment in battle rap
Mm,
behind Loaded Lux and Calico Summer Madness.
mm.
Too like that was like a viral moment. Diddy was there, you know what I'm saying? Like they was putting up 10,000 per round, like all kind of gaudy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
just all kind of stuff. But even, you know what I mean, like to go to like the music aspect of that, like for instance, not one of my favorite people in the culture, but and it's not doesn't have anything to do with skill wise, because skill wise he's ruthless, you know what I'm saying? But Sue Surf um is on Rolling Loud.
Mm.
Like what?
A battle rapper on
On the biggest hip hop festival going right now.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's overtaken Coachella, it's overtaken, you know what I'm saying? Like all these different festivals, and somebody from Newark, New Jersey, who's a battle rapper who he probably has less than 20 battles, but right. But with Surf, like his view count is where he wins. Like he's the only person. Like the URL, I think is think him and Hitman actually believe they have like 9.9 million on their YouTube channel. So they're about to hit diamond on a battle, which is only been done a few times. Shout out to Disaster. He's battled a couple people that weren't even in the culture. He's brought people into the
Mm.
culture. The Cannabises. He battled Cassidy. You know what I'm saying? He battled somebody named Oxymoron, one of the biggest Russian rapper. Period. Never
Mm.
heard of the dude before, but they have one of the biggest battles of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So he brought Rocky what's the dude Dolph
oh man,
so he brought if he dies
yes,
in battle.
yes, he brought Drago.
Dang,
Yeah,
that's major, bro. Like
yeah, for sure.
if you think about it, like a lot of people ain't they not catching what I'm putting down on
Mm-hmm.
the references, but
Right.
that would be the equivalent. Like if fiction or brought itself into reality,
Mm-hmm.
he basically battled Drago.
Right. but he didn't get killed.
Killed.
Like,
Yeah. He left with his ribs still intact.
yeah, yeah. He didn't have his corner say throw in the damn towel. Like he didn't. Like it wasn't that. It
Yeah.
wasn't that for sure, for sure. But yeah, the culture has just morphed into this thing like now, where I mean, people are getting, people are getting like Drake is involved in battle rap.
Right.
You know
I
what I'm
seen him at
saying?
the Geechee Gotti
And Lux,
and Lux battle.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the quote unquote the Drake card. He paid everybody on that card. Um, Folks was getting 80, $90,000 for battles,
Bro, look, that's somebody's salary
literally
for words, y'all. So
for words
don't discount these guys,
for
man.
15 minutes, like maybe like of material.
And all I got to do is sit home and do some research and call some people. Hey, so what was Geechee like in high school?
Right, right, bro. You ain't get no dirt on, bro. Like I got a tip for you, $100.
Yeah,
Just give me
just
something.
give me some.
Just give me something.
Maybe the baby mama, one girl,
Some,
some.
some. You know, did tell on somebody, is it snitching? Like what's the tea? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's a very strategic game for sure. All the way from from the league owners all the way down to the battlers for sure. But it's turned into a huge money maker now.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure. Like they don't even URL doesn't even put their battles on YouTube
they got
anymore. They
caffeine.
got
Mm,
caffeine. They got their own app.
app.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's like, it's like Smack White and his team, Beasley and Chico and all them. These folks are millionaires now. Like, and they came from doing battles where they weren't paying people. I remember Summer Madness 2, Murder Mook was getting crucified for asking for 20,000.
20,000.
It's 20,000. You know what I'm saying? And this is 8 years ago. I think they're on Summer Madness 10 or 11
Yeah,
now. You know
something
what I'm
like that.
saying? So like literally less than a decade ago, people were giving him slack for something where he was trying to push the culture back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like as being the top dog, he's supposed to command the
A certain,
lion's share. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So people called him crazy and told him he was nuts and all kind of stuff. But now you got people winning tournaments, winning $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to JC. He just won a tournament for literally 120,000 because somebody put down 20 on the championship.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
They need a podcast championship. I need to touch a little. I just want to touch
Hmm.
10,000. I don't have to have no
You
100,000,
know,
even 1,000.
just something light,
You know what I'm saying. I would podcast. I
man.
would, yeah,
I'm gonna hit him with the Haymaker
yeah,
podcast. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, like I'm talking about full round clip
right,
of podcast
bro. But before we get out of here,
for
I
sure.
want to, and I know that we haven't touched on management. I really wanted to focus on battle rap because I feel like you are the Mount Rushmore, and as far as the battle rap culture in Nashville in this area,
It's much
so
appreciated.
so really wanted to dive into that, and that's what we did.
Hmm.
But before we go, I want to give you a chance to tell what's coming up with just your involvement in battle rap and where you see it going with what you have going on.
Hmm. Um,
Because I know you had you doing some rebranding. You went
for
from
sure.
bring your own bars league to
Hmm.
now.
Renegade rap battles for
Okay,
sure. And me and Joe Rilla were actually able to, and shout out to my boy Reese as well. We were able to, after our little spat, we sat down, chopped it up, got back on the same page. Like that's my brother for real. You know what I'm saying? He's looked out for me when I was like just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? To be
right.
quite blunt about it. You know what I'm saying, and help me out. And never really turned his back or anything. Like I said earlier, I'm really big on loyalty. And you know, and even Reese, you know what I'm saying, Reese is one of Bar's Major's brothers. And anything that Bars is involved with, he's like that's the brotherhood that people need.
Mm.
Like that's like saying if like I'm up with a crazy bag and I know Doe has a crazy single that's gonna shake up charts. It's like, all right, this is my brother right here. It's not even about me, but let me help him help himself, and in turn it helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and being able to invest in certain things, or you know what I'm saying, like just being that guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was always a good thing. But as far as what's coming up, um, I've been transparent with y'all this whole podcast.
Oh,
So I'm gonna drop some more exclusive stuff, man.
exclusives.
Yeah.
I,
No, who kid?
I ain't got no clue. I ain't got no clue bomb or Funk Master Flex bombs on here yet. Right.
So we're currently at the standstill. I hope that people that hear this, um that somebody hits me up, because the standstill is because ah man, so the same passion that was in Nashville when I started, and had everybody in the concrete and you know all that kind of stuff, it's not here anymore. I don't know why. Certain people, and I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus type person at all, but certain people in the culture in the city have felt like it's either not for them anymore, or they just are doing something different. And so then it falls on the people with not as much um I hate using the word clout, but just that much notoriety, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got people like Young Deezy. Swear I don't rock with him, but whatever. Uh, but we got folks like Deezy who joined the league maybe 4 years ago type stuff, 4 maybe 5 years ago, and worked his way up. Like I saw him getting trolled like for his first battles he ever did. Like, and taking it on the chin. You know what I'm saying? And like now, I just saw, matter of fact, shout out to Bars and D. They're on the road today.
Mm.
They're on the same card in New Orleans today. And to my surprise, it's the first time I've ever seen this, is that DZ is the main event over Bars Major.
Mm.
That's a testament to DZ's like work ethic, and you know what I'm saying, for stuff like that, like I gotta give you your flowers, bro. Like I'm shouting you out on the public platform. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so you know how much you know what I mean, and y'all know how much I rock with this dude.
And just even for, because I know bars makes,
For sure.
even for him to be like, we on the road together and you headlining, it ain't no ego, bro.
It
Let's
ain't
go.
not. Oh
Let's go.
yeah.
Let's
Like
go do what we do.
yeah, it's a big push. You know what I'm
Matter of fact, I
saying?
want you to be the headliner. So
Right.
when I come out, they can be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
And these boys, like I've heard them on the phone for hours, like go back and forth. They've talked about battling each other. Like they're very competitive when it comes to each other. Like the conversations are hilarious. Let's just say that. But when it comes to their brotherhood, like they do it for the city, and that energy is contagious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like, even though I'm not a Nashville native or anything like that, like I do what I do for this
City.
city. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This
it's
is
not for St. Louis.
it's because it's where you. It's not what they say. It's not where you from. It's where you at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's. I mean, wherever I go, yes, of course, I'm from Paducah, Kentucky.
For
I
sure.
always want to put that out there because
That's
you don't see too many people make it out of Paducah, Kentucky. But
facts.
secondly, I'm a Nashvillean. I've been here almost 20 years now. So this is where I've been planting my flag.
Right.
So, I understand where you coming from with it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so we've, touched on this battle rap thing, man, and I want to still go with that theme for this next segment, which I call those half a dozen.
Okay.
And we still looking for a sponsor, but today's sponsor we're gonna say is from Donut Country with the delicious,
Oh man.
tasty donuts.
Yeah, listen, y'all go get that red velvet.
See, look, Donut Country. This is why you need to mess with us. We up here giving y'all free advertisement about some red velvet.
Come on,
Come
man.
on now. I need that. Come holler at me.
Holler at the boys.
But anyway, so it's a segment where I take obviously half a dozen or six top things in this one particular category that I choose. And since we on this theme of battle rap, we're gonna go with your half a dozen or your top 6 battle rappers of all time. Yeah, we're gonna do that too.
Oh man, that's a tough one. But I think I can navigate through this. Does it have to be in order?
Nah,
Okay.
just give me 6.
Okay. So, I can be biased when I want to.
Yeah,
this is my
it says
list.
those half a dozen, but it's really CMR's half
right.
a dozen.
Okay, yeah, the special edition, of that. So, and it's not even really it is a biased thing, but it's not. I feel like he deserves his flowers more than he's given them. Especially as the biggest name in Tennessee, bars major.
Oh, you know
what I'm saying? Like, for sure. That, like, bruh has done a tremendous amount for not only himself but others.
When I seen him on Bullpen, I was like, he there.
Yeah.
That I was like, he there. Like I always felt like he needed more attention, but when I seen him on Bullpen a couple years ago, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy because they just some of their board members or whatever they're called.
I think I'm right when I say Bullpen.
Bullpen Battle League. Yeah, some of their board members came up with like a top 10 recently, and Bars wasn't featured on that top 10, which to me was a smack in the face, and not even because what he's done outside of the pen, or not because he is self-admitted one of my best friends, but because he doesn't lose very many battles.
Nah,
he's eating. Like, so my question, like, and when they come to online content, like me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, holding my tongue is very hard for me when I see trigger stuff like that. So I got on them like, yeah, I'm gonna call in to question the legitimacy of this list.
My thing, like, we talking about stage presence, actual, like, something to remember. Like, I all of them have like they little lines they say. I don't know what they call it per se, but
yeah, the bars,
ain't too many as entertaining as Bars Major, bro. Nah. I put that on everything.
Yeah, for sure.
If we talking about, taglines like "zip them up" or remix, what he does is right there.
Right
to me.
there, for sure. He's one of them, and it's crazy because he gets that respect from his peers, but you know what I'm saying, certain people, I feel like shun him. You know what I'm saying, because of where he's from, or because of, maybe the way he may speak. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that too. like
Yeah,
because he's Nashville.
for sure.
Like, and he got the draw, he got you know
Yeah,
what I'm
you got
saying?
the whole
The
thing, got the
whole thing.
grill, everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and yeah, so he would definitely be on my list. Um, I would also have to put, oh man, I got to put Verb on there.
Okay.
The only man to battle. And now, y'all don't know y'all may know or may not know these names, but bear with me and check them out if you get a chance. This is the only man to battle Murder Mook, Loaded Lux, Arsenal,
Mm.
Hollow the Don,
These names, y'all. Yeah, I mean,
Disaster.
yeah.
Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like Tay Rock, like Geechee Gotti, like you know what I'm saying from the Genesis all the way to who's popping right
Yeah.
now. He's battled all of them. Now whether he's whether and I think I said Hitman on that list too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just him having that that longevity and being able to stay in this game that long um is just a testament to his grind, to his skill level. And he gets the same flack that Bars does, but for different reasons. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So he's actually a battle rap villain. Like a
Wow.
lot of people do dislike Verb. You know what I'm saying? But the real no. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Verb. And then I had to go to somebody that I just mentioned that he battled. My favorite all around battler is Hollow the Don.
It's three.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like when it comes to freestyle ability or being able to jump in different pockets, different cadences, like performance, whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? Certain lingo, like he doesn't have many dry spots or um, weak links to me.
All right.
He's just a complete package. Um, I definitely would have to put Geechee Gotti in there. Geechee Gotti is
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
He
him.
one of them ones.
He's only been in this culture, I want to say maybe 5 years, and you've battled Loaded Lux.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like to be the face of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like currently, after 5 years, is like if somebody would have told me that 5 years ago, I'd be like, bro, get the hell out of my face.
Right.
Like, what? No, nobody's gonna do that. But this man has won. They have a fan. They have a shout out to Jay Black and his platform Champion. They have something called Champion of the Year, where fans get to vote and send in money,
Mhm.
and the pot is given to the winner, and Jay Black gets a belt made for whoever the winner is. And he is now he's won that 3 times in the past 5 or 4 years.
Mm.
Um, so that's just a testament to like how strong he is. He as far as believability, it's that I mean, it's crazy because you can go on YouTube and see him before battle rap as he's a nutty block crip. Shout out to them. But he went viral. His name was Bayloke.
Halo.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like people was like, "What Bay?" You know what I mean? Like Bay is kind of like a pet name. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
type stuff. So people tried to give him, you know what I mean, slack for that or whatever, and that like helped him go viral. And so to see his growth from that to getting into the actual culture and taking it over, and putting the West like back on top, like because the West is on top in battle rap to me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just are. Like it just
I would even say with it's just me in the music industry or quality music.
mm,
Yeah,
that's strong.
I say that,
That's
and I
strong.
stand on that too.
That's strong. I wish O was here because he'll argue tooth and nail to that. We just had a conversation about that the other day about the South running the game for the past 20 years and all that. It's like yeah they it's 20 is kind of pushing it, but I yeah you're right.
Yeah,
They have had it and haven't let it go.
yeah. The quality.
Is what
I mean, I'm not saying like volume wise, like
right.
as these many artists. I'm talking about the musicality,
Mm-hmm.
the the vibe of the music. Or
Right.
okay, we got certain artists in the South that have good content, I
Mm-hmm.
say, or thought provoking content.
For sure.
But West Coast artists right now, I feel like they've tapped into giving you both sides at the same time.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion, though.
Yeah, I've been bumping that Game album that
Yeah,
just came out.
and
it's pretty dope.
people gonna say whatever. They gonna be indifferent about it,
Right.
Mr. Name Drop.
Hmm.
But yeah, but that outside record with him and YG.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
But
That's
anyway,
tough. Yeah, yeah, it's tough for sure, for sure. So I got bars, verb, hollow,
Geechee.
Geechee. I got two more. I need some wild cards. Let me jump in my bag.
Okay.
Uh I'm gonna get flack for this.
Uh-oh. What we doing, CMR?
I love a little bit of controversy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say A Ward.
A Ward. Okay.
He like to have the stigma of being a Christian battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're already limited to,
What you can say
what you can
and how
right. You know
you
what I'm saying? How you can say it, and people take angles on you all
all
day
day.
about it. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to be hit with a handicap, so to speak, and still he's I'm not gonna say arguably. He's beaten Geechee Gotti twice at this point.
Mm,
He beat him at home, and then he just beat him in Compton this year. He beat him at his home.
right.
You know what I'm
That,
saying? On his home league. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Like that's not to be
yeah.
like dismissed or sneezed at. Like that's strong.
So that's five right there. So
Mm.
your last one. Your last one, nigga.
Oh man, the last jaw. Uh, I want to go with. Oh man, I gotta go with Rum Nitty, the
Okay.
alien.
Okay. Okay.
The coldest like. I'm a connoisseur of music and especially rap music. You know what I'm saying? I listen to bars, the way shit is constructed and everything. I've never in my life heard anybody on wax in battle rap or in any sort of form of rap come up with the craziest punchlines.
Hmm.
Like, oh my, like, just do yourself a favor and Google Rum
Rum Nitty.
Nitty. Like,
Okay.
he's really that. Like,
That
you know what
guy.
I'm saying? Like, if y'all are kind of familiar with Conceited is on Wild 'N Out. He's also about to start hosting MTV Jams.
Yeah, I
You
seen that.
know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people basically compare them to as the punchline kings of the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Nitty is the self-proclaimed. Rock is the gun bar
Our
king.
king.
Nitty is the the bar gun.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
yeah, some
some of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just to be as creative as he is, and you know what I'm saying, like I've never heard anything like it. And I had a chance to see him in Nashville. Like him in bars is he hit him with a Travis Scott um shoe punch that, like, bro, I almost lost my shit on stage. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Like, it was like some going the other way, like the Travis Scott fives or something. And I was like, what? Like, how do you think of this, fam? You know what I'm saying? Like, how high do you have to be? What kind of like planet do you have to be on to literally, like, you feel me, like get to that point to come up with something like that?
Man,
it's crazy.
Okay, so we wrapping up, man. I want to thank you for coming on, telling us about battle rap. Telling us about your gang for Forward Entertainment.
For sure.
Shout out to the guys, Leo, even Carl with Wisecrack.
For sure.
Man, but tell everybody where they can follow you, and how they can get in contact with you if they trying to battle rap out here.
Hey,
go ahead and let them know.
Listen. So y'all tap in with me. Y'all can follow me personally on everything. I even got a TikTok. I don't have any content on there yet, but it's coming. Everything CMR Promotions.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you want to look me up on, you're gonna find me. And Forward Entertainment, the number 4, WARDENT.
Yes, sir.
It's the name of the company. Tap in with us for any kind of events. Tap in with our artists. Triple Play Squeak just dropped her brand new single yesterday. Do It. You know what I'm saying? The video is dropping very, very soon. It's definitely gonna take over it's going to continue to be a hot girl summer. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. I get it. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is. And Ty Fooley also just dropped Chrome Hearts. So the links for those are on my Instagram as well. And Culture Forward
podcast, which I'm about to get on Leo head because I was supposed to been a guest a long time ago,
man.
But anyway, I ain't even gonna do you like that, Leo. But
hey, man, we gotta make it right, bro. We gotta make it right.
Happen, man.
You know what I'm saying? This is my first season on the Culture Forward podcast. And what I mean, shout out to Leo, shout out to my boy Ego. Money Tree makes our production and everything. So excuse me, shout out to the whole team over there. Wisecracks Comedy, like you said. Excuse me. Wisecracks Comedy is on Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. We have a website. It's a lot of stuff, y'all. We just I'm just involved with way too much. You know what I'm saying?
Just tap in. Let's start at CMR and work your way
into your way. On my Instagram, you will see everything that I'm attached to,
right?
Including Dope Comedy Jam. We are making our return to Zany's.
See what I'm talking about? Yeah, we out here.
Yeah, man.
And just like we out here, we gotta get back outside.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
So, man, I appreciate you coming on to the Donuts with Doe podcast.
Yes,
all my people out there, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Spread the Positive network on Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you tap in with Doe at Donuts with Doe on IG. I think I'm on Twitter. I'm not on TikTok yet. My brand is on there. I am Doe. You can tap in with me at I am Doe on IG. But yeah, man, we here at the coffee table. Well, it's not really a coffee table, but we out here breaking down a dozen of these donuts from Donuts Country, man, which we need that money. Come on with
it. Tap in. You better tap in. If y'all don't follow Doe, y'all got to see me.
Yes, sir.
That's on my mama.
Another episode of Donuts with Doe. That's a wrap, baby.
Yes, sir.